what, this just ain't for me either. And just like Nas slammed that Jay-Z on his classic Joy Ether, I'ma call this My Ether Part 2. A dedication to a mistake turned lesson, known as you. Get off me, don't even talk to me, get out my car.
Yo, big ups IMC Britain, big ups Retro, what's good fam? Yeah, we're gonna start this right after this song. Let's go. Big ups Lena every time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
My daddy said to me, baby, check your status. He said this world ain't for
Yo, what up, Obs?
You gotta show your teeth. You gotta work to eat. Cause nothing is for free. So I put it on my mind. Work hard and grind. Ain't no wasting time. Work hard and grind, girl, eventually.
Yo, shout out to Obs who's tuning in live from a bar. My guy Obs at a bar taking shots while we bucking shots, feel me? Yo, how is Obs at a bar? Hold on, don't they got like restrictions out there? So what? Obs, explain yourself, sir. Shout out Obs being at a club during a pandemic. Yo, that's wild, bro. Yo, it's different out there.
Be alone, Salawan, be alone. Be alone, Salawan, be alone. Be alone, Salawan, be alone.
Yo, everyone, tell us what your weekend plans are in the chat.
Recognize I go hard. Started out struggling, saw my family husband hard. Said you could defeat me, now you're about to kick me. It ain't surprising.
All right, we're gonna start soon. I think this is the last verse.
I'm the survivor in the bar.
I'm drinking Woodford Reserve tonight. Shout out to Daniel Hees, who gave me that bottle. Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another week of the two-piece combo where we review both music and poetry on this show. The two-piece combo. Today, we are joined by a special guest host because the brother Daniel he's on the up and up from his surgery. And yeah, he had to have the pen click familia to get our back so we could continue to bring you the most pop-in poetry content on the internet. You know what it is. And today, we are joined by poet, teacher, singer, songwriter, slam champion, slam coach, one of the most handsome ass poets in the West Coast. You know what it is? We got Brian Super B Oliva. You know what it is.
Bro. Hey, I always feel like a rapper when I get introduced by you, bro.
Hey,
Like a heavyweight hitter.
Hell yeah. Hey, only heavyweight hitters, over here, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's dope to have Mr. Super B on this platform because one, he's pen click familiar. He's went through the Poetry Clash. He has an episode on season 2 of the podcast. So Brian Super B, he's like one of the trusted homies and also one of our favorite poets, for the pen click, you know what it is. So super glad to have Brian Oliva. Brian, can you tell the people how you're living?
Hey, salute. What's up, family? Thank you, Pen Click. Shout out to Daniel. Speedy recovery, bro. We've been praying for you. And I'm doing good. You know, I had a long ass day helping a friend with his poetry project. But I'm here now, and we had a little technical difficulties, but I'm ready to hear some poems, hear some music.
Hey, hell yeah. Yo, we got Daniel. He's in the chat. He says, hey, love y'all. Thanks for coming through, Super B. Hey.
Of course, bro.
Of course. Who else we got? In the chat, we got our man Obs. And Obs, this poet, he's at a bar. I didn't know bars were even open.
Nice.
I guess hopefully Obs is like, you know, like maybe at a wet bar in his basement or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's at a bar, feel me? Or even worse, if he's at one of those like scumbag ass underground bars, it's like, yo, prohibition during a pandemic. It sounds cool. You know what? Honestly, it probably is pretty cool and fun to do. It's like, secret password code is Jellyfish Geronimo, and then like you go in through like you know, after doing the 5-knot combination. But yo, it's like, if you're gonna go out, please mask up, 2 masks, because you know there's hella new strains out there. Please vaccinate and all that shit. At Pen Click, we are pro-vax, feel me? So, hey, everyone, just be safe out there this weekend. As the great Jesus Nice says, avoid the bookings, beloved. All right. That being said, we're about to get into our first video by none other than IMC Britain, who is in the chat. So let me bring it back because we have to do this in perpetuity because we're gonna be probably editing these videos out later. So I'm gonna redo the intro. So wheel up. I said. All right, everyone, welcome to the Two-Piece Combo. The Two-Piece Combo is where we review both music and poetry on this live stream. And we do that to help normalize opinions and also the appreciation for poetry. So, you know, like if you think that you're not into poetry because you've been told that your taste in poetry is whack, nah, bro. Believe in yourself because you like what you like, and we want to tell y'all that it's okay to not like things and also to love things about poetry that doesn't ever get talked about, like wordplay, like hella bars. Yo, if the poet has like a dope fit and that does it for you, hey, you know, maybe like a little aesthetics with your poetry, ain't nothing wrong with that. And today we are joined by slam poet, slam champion, slam coach. He's a teacher, he's a singer-songwriter. We are joined by Brian Super B. Oliva for this review. Let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And today we are gonna review a submission from IMC Britain. So if you want your poetry and music to be featured on our live stream, be sure to submit to us, DM us, and follow us on Instagram at Penclique, PENCLIQUE, the most poppin' poetry platform on the internet. Is it too early to say that? I don't know. All right. So this was via YouTube. And yeah, IMC Britain. All right, everyone, we're gonna watch this. And we're also gonna give our opinions, our scores. So everyone get ready with your notes and yo, flood the chat, feel me? Like, let us know what y'all think. All right, let's get it.
Hey, what's up? My name is Chris Britton. You can follow me at IMC Britton.
I swear there is nothing in your mug, bro. Like, yo, that shit was like 90 degrees, bro. Like that.
He was going straight jug on it. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
All right, it's all good. It's all good.
He had a beanie on and a hoodie.
Yeah, deuces. Hella deuces. You know what I'm saying?
Double deuce. 22. There's the messages here. Cryptic. Let's go.
It's cold as heck out here in the Midwest. But this poem is called Another Body. And it's in memory of my grandmother, Barbara Jackson. Our conversations that we had were always so rich.
First rule of slam is, well, aside from points not being on point, is fucking no disclaimers, bro. You're already burning through your time. You're 21 seconds in. You might get DQ'd, bro. I'm swear.
It seemed as if she had bars to cash in. So let's go. If I could talk to my grandmother about my youth work as a teacher in an alternative school, I would walk through her doors and find her standing in her kitchen where I often would find her cooking, looking at the local news. She'd greet me with a boy, come sit your tail down and let me fix you a plate. Now, her food was always great, but it was our conversations that stuffed me full before.
Her food was always great, but it's her conversations that stuffed me full. Okay, We're already starting the metaphor stack. A metaphor stack is when you
knows what he's
string
doing.
together. Yeah, is when you string together certain themes and thoughts through metaphors, and you stack them on top of each other to hopefully fortify that metaphor. And it's really dope. Some people call it a word association scheme, but yeah, he's cooking. Hey, that's a pun. Let's go.
Before we even ate, she said,
Hey, come on.
baby, you hear that the streets claimed another body? I said, I know. Another young brown boy on his back. She said it looked like they be dancing, how their b-boys popping on top of pavement, turning snow cold. Cigarette the only thing breathing right beside their bloody body, with the fragrance of death floating in the air while sirens break silence and life whispers goodbye into the ears of their peers. I said, I know, Grandma.
Hold up. Let's wheel that up. Let's wheel that up. That was hot. That was a hot little run. He cracked it off with a little alliteration run, and then he got into like that little scheme. Yo, let's go.
Back, even ate. She say, baby, you hear that the streets claimed another body? I said, I know. Another young brown boy on his back.
Brown boy
She
back.
said it looked like they be dancing, how their b-boys popping on top of pavement, turning snow cold. Cigarette the only thing breathing right beside their bloody body, with the fragrance of death floating in the air while sirens break silence and life whispers goodbye into the ears of their peers. I said, I know, Grandma. Seem like our city seen this scene too many times. And Grandma says, boy, it's these videos. The music.
All right quick. Brian, you know that you can OD on alliteration. Alliteration is a poetic device where you have matching consonants, so a lot of C's, a lot of B's together. Is he doing too much? Is this too much alliteration? Is he ODing? What are we saying?
No, he's not. He's
Okay.
holding this down, bro.
He's still okay?
It's
All right.
clean. Yeah, he's doing all right.
All right, let's go.
Music industry. I said, for sure, Grandma. Music in the streets portray scenes like this. She said,
Ooh, music in the streets, music industry. Okay, there's a little,
Not bad.
little,
I see you.
little bit of a rhyme there. Let's
our
go.
city seen this scene too many times. And Grandma says, boy, it's these videos. The music industry. I said, for sure, Grandma. Music in the streets portray scenes like this. She said, bullets blast and cries ricochet caskets. I said, Grandma, they off teens like mosquito spray. The streets be bugging. I mean, groups of teens tailgate at local corner store parking lots. And she said, I know, I see it right down the block where huddling cop cars call play while kids commentate. They go to dope man, quarterback in the rock. And there's the handoff as the fiend fumbles through the alley high to the end zone. But grandson, they never reach their goals. I said, nah, I know. The police blitz these boys, sacking the quarterback, and Grandma thinks that they better learn from O.J. Simpson position, because out in the streets, you make mistakes. There is no running back. Grandma said, I'm going to pray for them streets.
There is no running back, and there is no running back. Come on, bro. Let's go.
Come on, bro. Hey, he's going right now, bro. He's going in right now. Come on.
But he's running out of time because he spent 20 seconds in the beginning.
Blitz these boys, sacking the quarterback, and Grandma thinks that they better learn from O.J. Simpson position, because out in the streets, you make mistakes. There is no running back. Grandma said, I'm going to pray for them streets and take a knee. I'm like, Grandma, like Kaepernick? She said, baby, I don't know how y'all could stand for this. She said, back then, boys played cops and robbers as kids. I said, Grandma, unfortunately, now they think cops are robbers. She says, Grandma, she says, baby, these kids act Indian. I said, the way that they be chiefing, the smoke signals float free from the fire in these boys' chests, Grandma. In the end, these boys get more than scalp for my consent, Grandma. They too angry. I said, what you think? There's too many children without daddies? She said, nah, too many daddies without daddies. I said, Grandma, too many mommies often mourn in morgues. What's more, Grandma thinks. I said, Grandma, you got to remember they're just adolescents. She said, grandson, your school district should just adolescent. Do they teach all about the trees?
Adolescents.
Do they teach y'all about...
He's this is what we call like homophones, where like the words sound a lot like other words, but they're completely different. A quick example is see, like I see with my eyes, and sea as in like the ocean. And he's doing these like stretch homophone schemes that were like really slick. In battle rap they do that a lot, and like he's like slipping them in there, and it's like they're these nice little flicks and flares. Like, IMC Britain, bro, is like yo, all right, bro.
About the news. I said, I'm confused. Do they teach y'all about the trees that your ancestors swung on? Do they teach you about the noose that was knotted around their neck tightly? Maybe then They'll realize how good that they got it. I said, Grandma, your sweethearts are street smart, Grandma. Funerals are the new family reunions, pants low fashion shows. And Grandma said, everybody got dirt on them, baby. If they don't think so, just tell them to watch where their casket go. But look at me in my face. Imagine those teens that you work with. Imagine those teens actually being somebody, living instead of just breathing. As you work with those teens, imagine them being somebody instead of some body. Boy, take your plate.
Nice. Hey,
I mess with it, bro. I like it.
That was Another Body in memory of Barbara Jackson by IMC Britain. All right, chat, get your thoughts out, get your scores out. Brian, as the special guest of the Pen Clique two-piece combo, what are your thoughts? What are your scores?
IMC Britain, bro. I messed with you, bro. I mean, I feel like he did that. He killed that. There was like a lot of things that I think growing up in the poetry community, you see maybe hints of a lot of what he did, like taking the theme of kitchen and his grandma's cooking and turning it into, like you said, stronger metaphors. Then he did the whole NFL, which I think one of our guests, was Black Chakra, does really well. Kind of takes the theme and just builds real heavy on the metaphors, keeping the theme all the way through. And I think he just did that really tastefully. He didn't OD on the alliteration for me. He didn't OD on the metaphor. I'm a fan of picking somebody to tell the story to or tell the story through and using that as the base. And he uses grandma, and how could you get mad at a grandma piece? You know what I mean?
All
That's
right,
fresh. I loved everything about it.
So let's say he spits this round one at a slam. Brian, you are a slam judge. Round one, what we saying?
I mean, we already said, he's drinking out of empty teacup, and he gave the disclaimer preface, and minus that, he hit it on the head for me, so I'm gonna give it a strong 9.
All right, strong 9. Let's go. All right, before we get to my score, we're just gonna go to the chat and read what everyone else put. We got Obs just bugging out at some of the wordplay. He says, "Adolescence, I'm done." Yeah, that was fire. You see, Obs says, "I'm about to tell everyone in this bar to tune in." So shout out to that bar in your personal home, and of course he's talking about his homies because our man Obs would not break pandemic law. You know what I'm saying? So big ups, Obs. Obs says that's a 10. Retro TR says that was dope as fuck. I'm giving it a 9.5. Woo! So we got 10 and 9.5 so far. Let's go. Ob says, "I promise there's no bias because he's the homie for sure." Daniel Hees, big ups Daniel Hees. He says, "Big technique and super palatable and understandable, 9.0. IMC Britain, who's in the chat, says, "Thank you, Brian." Ob says, "The bars, message, the rawness, delivery was smooth." Let's go. All right, everyone. Brian, what did you say that you gave him? Like a flat 9?
I said 9.0. I mean, he's the first poet. You know how score creep works. If you're part of the slam world, score creep is.
Oh, please explain for the people what score creep is. Please explain to the people who don't know anything about slam. What is score creep?
So slam, if you're unfamiliar, it's a competitive poetry. Typically, you're going 3 rounds. Let's say off the three poets the first round, all the way to 3 rounds. So let's say the first the poet goes up, and the next poet is just as good, and then the third poet is also just as good. Somehow, magically, the score creeps up, and it's not necessarily because the poet was better than the third poet was better than the first poet, but it was because there's a magic thing called the score creep, which unfortunately, if you're first, you suffer from. So.
Very real. And that being said, score creep is real, but hopefully a two-piece combo. I don't know. I have to go watch. I have to go through the old footage to see if we succumb to score creep as well. Probably because as two-piece combo goes on, I be getting buzzed, and then Daniel he be smoking more and more. You know what I'm saying?
Smoke weed every day.
We know how that goes.
Hey.
So that being said, This was a surprise. I've never heard IMC Britain spit poetry before, so I was like surprised that like, because my personal preference in poetry, like I'm a big fan of wordplay. I love battle rap, so like wordplay, metaphor stacks. If you can fit multis in there, I'm a super big fan of that as well. So this kind of hits my big preference sweet spot when it comes to poetry. He said like a lot of slick lines that like I was screw facing for. The question for me when it comes to tens is, did he have a haymaker? You know what I mean? Did he have a haymaker? So I felt like if he let a line breathe more, it could have been perceived as a haymaker. Because there were lines where I'm like, yo, that was hard. But he had to keep rushing into it. Because I feel like he wrote to like 3 minutes exact. And when you slip up, then all of a sudden you're over 3 minutes. And in American slam rules, 3 minutes is typically the time limit. And if you go over 3, you start getting docked points. So in this case,
where he had me was in that b-boy stance, the b-boy break dance. That whole stance for me was a bit like the haymaker line. You're right though. He could have let it breathe a little bit.
If he let it breathe, that would have been it. My suggestion to IMC Britain would be to cut out like 20 seconds and allow yourself some parts to breathe. And the thing is that you never know when the crowd is gonna pop, right? You might think that you have a dope haymaker, but then when you spit it, nobody snaps. But then you come on to another line and people start hella snapping, and that might throw you off. So giving yourself, so riding to 220, 230, that's typically the move, right? So, shout out to Edmund Zambrano in the chat. What up? That being said, I really like this piece. I would say cut out 30 seconds wherever possible, because even though you're doing a lot of dope metaphor stacking, at the end of the day, like we kind of understand the main narrative of your piece within the first couple stanzas. So at that point, you're just like kind of like restating your point. It seems at some points. So if you could definitely streamline this piece a bit more, and I feel like it would be nothing but the hot shit. Like definitely be more impactful. So that being said, I would give this 8.9. 8.9. 8.9? Yeah. It doesn't hit the 9 for me just because of like a little bit of bloat. Like if you cut out, if he cuts out like a good like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, I think it would be like a solid like 9.5 or 9.7. Feel me? Like, because he says a lot of dope shit, but if he's able to trim some of the fat and let some of the lines breathe, so we can like go, we can have our moment as a crowd to react, like, yo, that was fire. Then boom, that could be higher scoring. So big ups, IMC Britain. Thank you very much for your submission. We're looking at we're gonna look back at the chat real quick. We got people saying, IMC Britain says, yeah, for sure, y'all made me the sacrificial lamb, so it's all goody. I'll be back, yo. I'm just glad y'all opened the door and let me in y'all crib. Hey, bless, man, of course. Aww. And yeah, we got Edmund Zambrano in the building. What up, fam? And yeah, all right, tight.
Boy.
So we're gonna get into our first music piece, and that will be by day one, not day one, but like one of our good friends, Jess Roman, who was she on the same off page as you? I forget, probably.
She was not, but I know Jess. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have our first musician who submitted. It's actually the same piece that she sang on the off-page live show, which was 22. So we're about to get into that. But before I do that, I have to wheel up and do the whole intro again for the sake of perpetuity to make this whole editing process easier on myself. All right, so let me spit some game for y'all. All right, to anyone that wants to get into live streaming, when you live stream, you want to make sure that you're designing your live stream such that it's easier to edit down into smaller bits of content for the future. So by doing that, you're able to cut down pieces for Instagram, for YouTube. But in order to do that, you have to always remember, like, all right, I gotta reintroduce certain ideas. So a little bit of a live stream game for y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right. So From the top. Let me bring it back. IMC Brian says, damn, y'all really don't like my tea. Hey, we're Americans, sir. We we appreciate coffee. You know what I'm saying? You know, an interesting tidbit about tea actually is that I believe that in England, the reason why tea is so popular out there is because I believe it was King Henry III who the Britons really didn't like, and a lot of his enemies would conspire against him in coffee shops. And that was the main meeting place where a lot of people who don't like the king would meet at coffee shops to plan their shit. And King Henry caught wind of that. He's like, nah, fuck that shit. Ban all the coffee shops around the kingdom. And then, boom, all the coffee shops closed, but all the tea shops still thrive.
Knowledge, bars.
Hey,
That's it.
Hey. Let's put some bars here. All right, from the top. I said, all right, welcome everyone back to the two-piece combo. The two-piece combo is where we review both music and poetry on our live stream. If you want to get your poetry or music featured on our show, be sure to follow us at PenClique on Instagram, PenClique. That being said, we're going to go on to a music piece submitted by Jess Roman, and we are joined by the brother Brian Super B Oliva, poet, teacher, singer-songwriter, slam champ, slam coach, so the man knows what he's talking about. Welcome back, sir. And we are going to our first music piece of the night. It is by Jess Roman. It's called 22. This girl's young, as you can guess. She's 22. She just turned 22. And this is her whole like, hey, I'm 22 and this is how I feel about life. And you know, it's as older millennials, you know, to us, like, oh, that's cute, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all need those snapshots in life to remember where we were in life. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's get it. Bong. This is her first music video, her first single. And she went in for a music video.
It's a broken heart, it's a new start. Trying to find something that won't fall apart. It's not having plans on a Friday night, staying up, thinking about the pain you're feeling this life.
Off rip, her lyrically super insightful. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to find something that doesn't fall apart. And I was like, granted, like I've edited down her song like hella times for our live show. So like I've heard this shit a million times, but yo, every time like I still get chills from certain lines that she writes. And she writes all her own lyrics, so yo, big ups her.
10 strangers that you love them, praying for connection, chasing fake perfection. Looking around for all your real friends. Sorry you neglected, feeling mighty less than, yeah. Oh, disconnected from your real friends.
I was like, what I do? I'm just being a scumbag. It's okay. What I do?
Don't know who I am or where I'm going, but I know there's power and I know it. Be still, be calm, be cool. For real, don't act a fool. When you're 22, trying to get a clue.
This scene right here, if you ever watched Insecure, there's a scene exactly like this, and I wonder, like, did the director get inspiration from that part? So who knows? Maybe. But still well done. Yeah, and for clarity's sake, I believe she was still 21 when she wrote this. So this was her going into 22. Feel me?
Well, you're 22, trying to find you.
It would have been nice if the door closed on the snare. Just saying. Damn, that's cold. That fool just hella left her at the top of the hill.
It's a blank stare, going
And,
nowhere.
yo, what shoes is she wearing?
Looking around for a reason.
She's gonna walk all that way in heels?
It's not really knowing what it
Not sure
means
what
to
it was.
me. Finding what I hope to be. Is there something I can see? Spinning around because you're lost. Trying to stay grounded. Mind is getting
Yeah, I wanna run that back because it's she does use like a little bit of poetic device there. It's like spinning around because you lost, and she lightweight uses like sense of direction for like for her aimlessness here. It's pretty tight.
Reason I should care. It's not really knowing what it means to me. Finding what I hope to be. Is there something I can see? Spinning around because you're lost. Trying to stay grounded. Mind is getting clouded. Giving away your love at what cost? Making sure you get fed. Is it worth the bloodshed? Yeah. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Don't know who I am or where I'm going, but I know there's power and I know it.
School just like followed her in his car.
Be cool for real. Don't act a fool. When you're 22, tryna get a clue. When you're 22.
All right. I asked Jess, why did you get in the car with the dude? And she said, oh, I think that
Right.
and she said, oh, that's Kehlani's dad. Like, I guess. Like the singer Kehlani. I think that's what she said. She's somebody. She's some R&B singer's dad. I'm like, okay, but narratively, like, why did you get in the car with him still? And then pretty much it's like, yo, if you walked all the way from like the top of Griffin Park down to downtown LA, right. Fucking that's like 20 ass miles, fool. It's like, and you're doing that in Tom's shoes, bro. Like your feet gonna be barking. It's like it don't even matter. Like, yeah. And also, like if you're that fed up in a relationship where you are, that broken enough to fucking get in a car with a strange man, it's like that says something about the relationship too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's deeper issues.
Yeah, it's deeper than rap, bro.
Trying to find you. Trying to find you, babe. Just trying to find yourself. Don't worry about it too much. Don't stress, no.
It's cool. I'm wearing a white shirt. I'm a reformed man. It's all good.
It's representation. That's what it means.
Hell yeah. Tight. All right, let's get on a good frame of her. So we before we talk about it, let's go.
Tight.
All right, tight. Nice. All right. So
let's go, Jess. I feel that.
Hell yeah. So that was 22 by Jess Roman. And Brian, imagine that we're at a slam, right? And Jess, she sang that a cappella as her round one piece. What are we saying? Like, you having been at multiple slams, having won slams, having coached slams, like if somebody sang a whole song a cappella but it was their own shit and it had bars, like what are we saying? Like, how would that score? How would that score for you?
Yeah, this is always strange because I have some weird insights here. Like I've known Jess since she was in college, and she used to come perform at our open mic that we used to do at University of Redlands. So probably since she was like a freshman, I've been hearing her like perform little like songs, and she stayed after a few times and like shared songs with us and like jammed out with us, and then she started coming to Intention, and like so I've been following her journey. So it's so cool to see her like get here, and the song is beautiful. It's well produced. I've watched the video before. I never understood that part where she gets picked up.
Right.
By that, the Stan Lee.
I texted her about it that day. I was like, yo, why did you do that? I didn't see you bust out your phone. Like he was not an Uber driver. He didn't have the tags. You didn't bust out for the notifications. I didn't see your notification on your phone. What happened? Did I miss a scene?
He was in a straight blue jumpsuit. So, I mean, you can't trust anybody that's wearing a yellow beanie and a blue jumpsuit. So that's my word of wisdom. But anyhow, so to answer your question, if Jess did acapella at a slam, no music, but she's saying this, I think it will show up nice poetic. I think there's the things that you even pointed out to me that I wasn't focusing on, like the grounded theme metaphors.
Yeah.
I love that it's like kind of like a fuckboy song, but it's not like concentrated on him. It's concentrated on like I'm 22 and I don't know what I'm doing, and it's okay, you know, like be still. You know what I mean? Like I love that. So I give her. I mean, am I scoring right now, or am I just saying?
Yeah, you're scoring.
Man, I'm gonna go. I'm. The creep's coming. 9.3 for me.
9.3. All right, tight. No, I can appreciate that.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. We got Daniel Hees saying, "Yo, that cliffhanger though. Does she let man stay? Love Jess. Bars and pipes on deck. 9.0." IMC Britain is saying Stan Lee for real. I'm talking about the old dude. I can see it. It's in the glasses. Feel me? For sure. All right.
And that's a cameo too. So it's like that cameo.
Yeah.
That Stan Lee cameo. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yo, maybe is just part of the MCU universe. Yo, that's pretty tight. All right. That being said, all right. I love this single by Jess. I thought like it was very insightful. And the whole thing about like feeling aimless and lost and like don't know what your purpose is at 22, I felt exactly that. Like briefly describe my whole life situation is like I had just gotten like my position was terminated at my job. I got fired as an engineer, and I was looking to, and I really didn't like my job, and I didn't know what the hell am I supposed to do with the rest of my life. And so I went back to school for design, and now I'm an art director in entertainment advertising. So like I eventually found my path, but at 22, dude, like hella young, don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just like I'm just vibing, bro. I'm just like having a good time, and I feel like there's like a certain like worry that Jess acknowledges for people of her generation. Where like I'm 22, I don't know what to do, but she says, yo, but you still have time, you know, like be calm, be cool, don't act a fool. It's like, don't wild out. There's still time to figure out what you want to do in life. Just chill, you know what I'm saying? And it's
very mature. Yeah, I like that.
Super mature. Like, I was surprised that Jess deadass was like 22, you know, like when she put this out, because this very much reflects like exactly how I felt at 22. So, yo, wise beyond her years, for sure. That being said, I've always said to people that singing in a slam is the cheat code. Brian, that's kind of like why sometimes I would hate you, because like, dude, this guy's fucking singing. It's not fair. He's instantly going to get +5 points on his shit. But nah, like, for real, it's like singing. I feel like singing is a cheat code, because like, oh, that's impressive, and I can't do that, and she can fucking do that. If she sang that like a cappella, and I caught in her lines, I'd be impressed by that. I can't sing, so I'm impressed by that as well. Score creep is real. But again, hey, my preference, I gotta be consistent. I want that in haymakers, I want that wordplay, so I can't give her too high of a score. So that being said, Jess Roman, 22, acapella at a slam, I'm giving her 8.9. Still.
All right.
She doesn't make that 9 tier only because it's like at a slam, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm expecting to go for that ride. Feel me? And this piece is like, you know, it's all vibes. It's like it's a superior, like, you know, like this slam score. Jess, I know you might be watching, but this slam score has nothing to do with how much I enjoy it as an actual song. We're just talking about slam scores. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, the points don't matter. The points are not the point. The point is the poetry. But
that's a thing too.
To do some ridiculous shit, to put like this vibey ass song in a slam context is ridiculous. Why the fuck would you even do it? But that's the show. Hey, this is a 2-piece combo live poetry review show. It says so right up there. Feel me? So yeah, given Jess 8.9, still a high score because I fuck with her lyrically, and singing is a cheat code when it comes to poetry for me. We got a few more scores in the chat. We got an 8.5 for Retro. Sir, please explain yourself. 8.5. Wow. IMC Bryn also says an 8.5. Okay, so they're looking for them bars, bro. They're looking for that poetry shit, bro. I don't know. Y'all explain yourselves. Ob says the track is smooth. I dig it. Don't even know what to grade it with the laughing cry emojis. Yeah. It's very unfair to give this a slam score. A lot of people will rightfully criticize us for doing so, but the reason why is because we want to normalize having opinions and speaking about our opinions about poetry. And there's a lot of poetry in this song lyrically, and it's
absolutely.
It's dope. So thank you very much, Jess Roman, for that submission.
Thank you, Jess.
Yeah. Be sure to follow Jess Roman at Jess Roman and 2 underscores. There's her info right there. All right, tight. Up next, oh boy. All right, we have none other than Black Chakra. This guy. He didn't DM me on Pen Click. He went to my personal Facebook Facebook page and he direct messaged me from Messenger. He's like, "Hey, review this." I'm like, "All right, yes, sir. we are doing that."
Say less. Say
less, bro. You don't deny Black Chakra these things. You feel me? Because like, okay, yeah, like review one of the most poppin' poets like currently out. Like, yeah, say less, bro.
Yeah.
Rachel says the song is super dope, but I realized I really liked the video and wasn't fully paying attention to the song. So with the video, 10, acapella 8.5. I'm kind of opposite, man. Like I really felt with Jess's video, like I listened to her song so many times before I saw the actual video. So in my mind, I already had my own image of what the video would look like. To me, thinking about my own personal experience at 22, just being lost and like not sure what to do with my with my career, with my future, being between girlfriends and shit, like that was my situation at 22, and her situation at 22 being having to deal with fuck boys, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a completely different thing. So I didn't think that like it was necessarily about that, but it was a very interesting to see her interpretation of her own song. And art is for the individual to interpret, you feel me? So there are no wrong answers when it comes to liking art, you feel me? All right, so it looks like people are excited for this. Retro says, is it too late to ask for a review? Yes, it's too late. We already got 6 pieces, sir. And if you want your pieces submitted on stream, be sure to follow us at Penclique, PENCLIQUE, and DM us your links. So, Retro, sorry. All right. That being said, we are going to bring it back to the top 4 Black Chakra's piece. So, I got to reintroduce for the sake of perpetuity. And yeah, 1 second. I said... The 2-piece combo is where we review both music and poetry on this show. No, hold up. Fuck that. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let's wheel it back. Hold up. All right. I said the 2-piece combo is where we review both music and poetry submitted by you. So if you want your art featured on this live stream, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Penclique, PENCLIQUE. And today we are joined by slam poet, coach, champion, teacher, singer-songwriter Brian Super B. Oliva. Hey. Today we are going to review Black Chakra's piece, and on the 2-piece combo, we watch, react to a poem, and we also give it a slam score. Why? Because we're trying to normalize opinions and show y'all that it's okay to like certain things and have personal preferences about poetry. So hopefully y'all can see it's okay not to like certain things and it's okay to love certain things about poetry, just as long as you realize that it's okay to have your own personal preferences of poetry. Fuck what your poetry teacher said. If you don't like Shakespeare, fuck Shakespeare, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, Ryan, you're a poetry teacher. What do you have to say about that?
Well, yeah, I don't go off saying fuck Shakespeare, but you have a valid point. Just know it's okay to have an opinion. Like, we're gonna listen to some dope artists. If you like them, score them. But a good host, which David and I are, Kuya, David and I are good hosts, and what we say is fuck the score, clap it up for the poet. And I think that's where we're at. But we're just making sure that we give these poets constructive criticism so they can grow their art and be better. And in the process, we get to watch some dope poems and dope music.
All right. So we got Black Chakra with a titled Battle Rap from White Supremacy to Black America. Also, this video is unlisted, so good luck trying to find it. Black Chakra directly DM'd us this link, so yo, this is exclusive content. Let's go. You're not gonna find it unless you have the exact URL, feel me? Blessed from Black Chakra himself, feel me? Alright. Enough with the bombs. Let's go. All right, real quick, this is called Battle Rap from White Supremacy. So I'm pretty sure that this poem is heavy on the battle rap metaphors and battle rap name flips and shit. So, Brian, are you familiar with battle rap at all? Yeah, okay.
Very.
So for those that aren't, we're going to try to pause here and there to hopefully explain things, but I don't want to do it too much because, golly.
Yeah.
Battle rap from white supremacy to Black America. All you niggas know, jail bars is something you gotta deal with.
Jail bars is something you got to deal with. That's an homage to T-Rex's slogan. Grown man bars is something you got to deal with, but he's using the word bars as that homophone, jail bars and rap bars. Feel me? So off rip, he's already cooking.
But you ain't know America was the devil you made a deal with, or you don't think I'm real. Don't think I'm brutal. Search me on Google, find images of my chrome. Find my lineage in the chromosomes of your corner stores. You be diabetic and die embedded with I embedded. This ain't no game. Not blackjack, but I do jack blacks of their education and send them to a school of rock where they get spoon-fed my love. You can't see me? I'm visible. Me and your self-hate are indivisible. You look at me every time you reflect my Eurocentric image. Thought you'd black out the White House, but now you blacks back out the White House. So watch how we white out.
A lot of reflective wordplay here. Super fire.
It's nasty. It's super nasty. The multis too off the bat. He going, bro. He's cooking. Let's go.
For those that don't know, multis are multisyllabic rhymes, also known as compound rhymes, where you rhyme multiple words within a phrase, and then in the next phrase you rhyme those exact multiple words. It's super slick to do. Big fans of it. And what was the other metaphor, or what was the other thing that we said? I forget. So, if we forgot to explain something, let us know, and we'll try to explain it.
Because wherever Black History's marked, we bring the white out, bring it back to when Reagan was king of this shit and brought the white out, or how we got Michael Jack's son for his melanin and brought the white out.
Jack's son, Mike. These are homophone schemes. Homophones is again where you have words that sound a lot like each other. So see, like what I see, and see as in the ocean. So that's a homophone, right? Right here is where he said Mike Jackson or Michael Jackson. So Jackson isn't jacking the sun, robbing the sons of an entire generation. And Mike Jackson, who turned white. Double, triple entendre from Black Chakra right here, right now. It's crazy.
You look at me every time you reflect my Eurocentric image. Thought you'd black out the White House, but now you blacks back out the White House. So watch how we white out. Because wherever Black History's marked, we bring the white out, bring it back to when Reagan was king of this shit and brought the white out, or how we got Michael Jack's son for his melanin and brought the white out. Now his skin, the same complexion as his specter. I make ghosts when I get bored. They say I'm a seance. I be Ouija to your species. Niggas once pretended they could beat me, even after I enslaved them. Even after a flag I bleed on to keep the stripe red hovers above them like a fascist cloud. Even after I send their soldiers to fight for what they think be a righteous cause, parading as a war, really a crusade. Do not blame them for their atrocities. Remember, they are me. Remember, it was I. Strangled the color out of Jesus. Gentrified Bibles. Used serpentine tongue to fashion flawed faith inside you. You'll find my true religion in your genes. DNA.
True religion in your genes. Shout out to the East Coast heads that think true religions is good. We don't do that out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Fucking do you want 1,000 metal studs on the back of your ass? Nah, we don't do truies out here, bro. I'm sorry. Feel me? All right, let's bring that back.
Out of Jesus, gentrified Bibles, use serpentine tongue to fashion flawed faith inside you. You'll find my true religion in your genes. DNA, denied niggas angels. I'm the surrogate.
DNA is a battle rapper, and originally, I believe his name stood for The Nastiest Assassin or something. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous.
Serpentine tongue to fashion flawed faith inside you. You'll find my true religion in your genes. DNA, denied niggas angels. I'm the surrogate of segregation. Separate, ain't ever been equal. It's more like splendor, sour, though our power works. If you believe everything we teach you, that nothing in your history has ever been great. This infix hate is opaque. I make it easy for you to lose. You know I gotta win. On my saga, I slayed so many saints. You know I gotta sin. Russian roulette, fully loaded barrel for your leaders. You know I gotta spin. Martin said turn the other cheek, and that's the one that I shot him in. So yeah, I'm white supremacy. White privilege fused with patriotism and black ignorance. And what you gonna do? But die.
Yo, I've never seen anyone end like that, where like they flick the mic. That was wild.
It was nasty. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So that was Black Chakra, battle rap from white supremacy to Black America. It's kind of unfair for because like Black Chakra does everything that I love about, you know, spoken word and, you know, battle rap specifically. Like, I love battle rap and I follow it even more than spoken word poetry itself. And the fact that Black Chakra derives a lot of his style and is inspired a lot from battle rappers and that type of wordplay, having an understanding of haymakers and letting haymakers and lines breathe. Like, Black Chakra, he really, like, you know, ticks all the marks for like things that I love about, you know, spoken word performance and literary art and shit. And damn, so off rip, I love what he did. I love everything about this piece. As multiple haymakers, you know, like he made the crowd just like, oh, come on, you know what I'm saying? And he did it all within 2 minutes 30. Now that poem ended like what, at like 2:20, feel me? So, yo, madness. And that being said, if I saw that round one, call it score creep if you want, bro, but I want this fool to fucking win the slam, fool. I'm pushing this guy all the way through. So that being said, I'm giving Black Chakra a 10. Fuck that, dude. Like, I do not want, like, you know, a sappy love poem to overtake that. I'm like, yo, I want to hear this guy for 3 rounds tonight. I'm giving Black Chakra 10, feel me? So let's go. Before we get to you, Mr. Brian, let's read the chat right quick. All right, we got oh shit, we got running back for all these fools. T-Rex, all right, so starting from Retro after the first line, shout out the Poetry Party, Be More, best open mic. Be More is Baltimore, best open mic on the East Coast. Ob says that whiteout entendre, oh, bro, for real, that shit was crazy, nasty. Daniel says Reagan contra to Michael Jackson though, crazy. Edmund Zambrano says, yo, with like 5 flame emojis. Let's go. Ob says, he talking. That shit, Chakra. Oh, yeah. IMC Britain says, ha. Okay, Retro says 10. Oh, we got a 10 from Retro. But that's not fair because Retro's personal friends with Mr. Black Chakra. You know, he's the young homie to Black Chakra, so that's not fair. Daniel, he said, but die, flick, Chakra innovative and bars. Hell yeah, let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ob says his roots are so rap. Daniel says 9.9 all day, 10 with full context. So yeah, Brian, let's talk about that real quick. So art is for the individual to interpret, right? And if you resonate with a specific way that a poet is speaking and their narrative and that they present, like that's gonna, you know, hit you. It's like, oh, this person is speaking and doing their art in a way that I like, in a way that I understand, in a way that, like, you know, I super fuck with. So that's why personal preferences matter so much, and the diversity matters so much in all art forms, especially poetry. Like, we need more poets out there to speak their truths in their way, and in that way, people who speak like those poets, people who, you know, have similar stories as to those poets will resonate and feel like they are seen as well. Brian, like, I know you spit a lot about, your Filipino American heritage, yourself, your Christian upbringing and your faith. It's like, can you speak on the importance of, like, topic diversity as well as stylistic diversity in the poetry scene?
Absolutely. First, big shout out to Black Chakra for this. The first poem I ever seen him do was that Black Boy to the Casket battle rap joint, and
Yeah.
I from there looked up some of his other work, and I was like, maybe all his work's like this, but it's not. And it's just that he, probably like us, watches a gang of battle rap and decided to take his pen, and the fact that he did it from a view that wasn't his voice, brilliant in itself. I mean, pharmacist's voice talking to the Black America. I mean, talk about rhetorical speech, talk about if you're in a forensic competition or debate, and the viewpoint that he was able to write. I mean, I loved everything about this, and it was clean. It was, but stylistically, to answer your question, I think it is when you're able to see yourself and see something that you relate to in somebody else's speech, someone that does it well, because I believe that excellence, like, breeds passion. And when someone's doing something really well, it's like sparks something up in you. And NQ, one of my other favorite poets, said something really dope. He said, like, the truth sounds different, right? So, like, when somebody's speaking the truth mixed with excellence, mixed with practice, mixed with just hitting the marks, the haymakers galore, I mean, he knocked it out the park. And I know it's, like you said, it's unfair because he's a slam poet, and we're doing everything in the slam poet style. We even judged, just as a song and someone reading out of their living room, and then we got something like this. So it's not in the same box. But I guess what Clique is trying to do, and what I'm also trying to do, is let you know that some of you guys might be watching this, be like, "Yo, what was that?" And to ask questions, to be able to judge from your living room and say, "I really didn't like it," and ask yourself why, and connect with. We live in an accessible world right now. You can connect with anybody. So you could DM Kanye right now if you wanted to, and ask him, tell him how you felt about, graduation. So it's we living in that world, and he did it, bro. So
all right, real quick before you give your score, a couple more comments. Ob says raw truth telling, tone, pace. It's a 10 for me. Let's go, Obs. Edmund Zambrano, 10 out of fucking 10. Retro TR, 10 Don DeMarco's out of 10. Let's go. All right, Brian. So what we saying? Black Chakra, battle rap from white supremacy to Black America. What we saying out of 10?
Score creep and excellence and package. We're going 10 for me.
10? Oh, wow. So we got 10 from Kuya David, 10 from Brian Oliva. We got 10 from the chat. Like, yo, that was like damn near flawless victory for Black Chakra. Let's go. Big ups Black Chakra. Got 10s all around from the clique, from the chat. Everybody, let us know what you thought of Black Chakra's piece in the comments. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so we can push poetry up in the algorithm. Know what it is. And yeah, because Black Chakra, man. All right, so our next piece is a music piece. It's actually a personal selection of mine. I really like. I do not hear enough people talk about this rapper that I'm about to present to you, and I'm really interested in what the chat thinks, because everybody in the chat is bars, and this guy is like one of my favorite rappers. Like,
okay,
he does like fucking 10 out of 10 like haymakers as filler lines. Like, this guy's pen is super beast. It's unreal. Like this dude could like just straight up have his lyrics written in a book, and that should be a fucking like Pulitzer Prize. I swear. His name is Ka, aka Ka Brownsville, and dude, like I rave about this guy so much, and I'm so glad that like we have a platform where I can present his music so people can hopefully like learn more about this guy, because I fuck with him so heavy. All right, so that being said,
cool.
I'm not even gonna reintroduce the shit, because I should probably introduce the shit. So hold up. All right, so real quick, the two-piece combo is what the two-piece combo is where we review both music and poetry on this live stream. So if you want some of your music or your poetry featured on our live stream, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Penclique, PENCLIQUE. And today we are joined by slam coach, slam champion, poet, teacher, singer, songwriter, Brian Super B. Oliva. Let's go. On this show, we give every piece that we review and react to a score out of 10 like you would at a slam. Why? Because we're trying to normalize having opinions about poetry and to show y'all it's okay to not like certain things. It's just so long as you find out what you do like and find out what your personal preferences are, because everybody's personal preference for music and art is different, especially poetry. That being said, Ka, music act, one of my favorite rappers, I swear. Oh my, and this guy is like a one-man army. He produces his own music videos, he produces his own instrumentals, and writes all his shit. So this dude is like a self-made hustling ass artist, dude. Like, I fucking love this dude. Like,
it's my
so
first
raw.
time. It's my first time seeing him. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Just listen heavy.
Had to man up, never man down. At the least we stand fast, never stand down.
At the least we had to stand fast, never stand down. Like, come on, man. Let's fucking go. Hold up.
Had to man up, never
These are just
man
setup
down.
lines, you know what I'm saying?
At the least we stand fast, never stand down. Our tools fire, move quiet, but the plan sound. Boy,
come on, like we have to move quiet, but the plan sound.
that
Come
first
on.
in that damn land, I want that damn crown. The boys in blue clothes got new holes, new submissions. I give the great youth straight truth, no euphemisms. Y'all played the dozens. My favorite cousins spent their youth in prisons. They names known, came home, now the house got two religions. Peace be with you. Walaikum salam. Make sure that peace be with you. Lace to your palm. I went here.
Yo, what?
Peace be with you. Keep the peace.
Make sure the deuce, lace your palm.
Came home, now the house got two religions. Peace be with you. Walaikum salam. Make sure that peace be with you. Lace to your palm. I went here as linear. Danger round every bend. On a path for power, $50 was hated by many men.
Do you get that? On the
with you, lace to your palm. I went here as linear. Danger round every bend. On a path for power, $50 was hated by many men.
On the path to power, $50 hated by many men. He's talking about 50. Like that's a metaphor for 50 Cent, right? So like the power is 50 Cent's TV show. $50 is of course 50 Cent. Hated by many men. That's one of his songs. But all of that still that's bomb. Fucking crazy, and he does it so effortlessly. Feel me? He's like, it's nothing. Like his flow is so cold. It's like, yo, this is light work. This is light work. It was like, fucking crazy, dude.
Make sure that peace be with you. Lace to your palm. I went here as linear. Danger round every bend. On a path for power, $50 was hated by many men. Street live, we die. We don't pass away. Take any task if you got cash to pay. On this earth, brave, known to earn. Birth the gravestone to earn.
Yeah, that was just one verse.
Never stand down.
That was just one verse. Feel me? He did these he did a bunch of shorts for like this album where he would just do like single verses, or sometimes he would do like the whole music video for songs off his album. But yeah, I just want to do like a quick short feature of Ka's pen, because dude, his pen is fucking bananas, bro. I don't know too many rappers that like fit such crazy lines in that dense kind of pack. You feel me? It's like it was line after line, like each one was a haymaker, bro. It's like, dude, fucking crazy. So shout out Ka, man. Unreal. So Brian, this being your first time listening to Ka, I know his rap style is like something to kind of get used to. It's like you kind of gotta tune your ears to it, because I didn't get it at first. Like how I found out about Ka was I was watching Dead End Hip Hop video blog on YouTube. I was watching Dead End Hip Hop's like top 10 album picks, and each one of the guys from Dead End Hip Hop kept on picking out Ka's Honor Killed the Samurai. I checked it out on Spotify, and off the initial listen, you just listen to the beat, listen to the instrumental, listen to the flow. And it's like, I don't get it. Like he just spits over like weird, really like stripped down instrumentals. And then when I heard that like it's about his lyrics, I started listening more to his pen. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's spitting. He's spitting crazy. Unreal. So I know, Brian, I might have just like polarized you to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me know your thoughts, bro. Let me know what you think about this guy.
No, I'm a fan, bro. I growing up in like the underground hip hop like world, and then you kind of hear this. It's not new, like he's carrying on a torch of that kind of grimy, like almost like first generation grimy, like hip hop, backpack hip hop, like kind of, like this is what I heard growing up. But then you hear like the intensity, like how filthy the pen game is, and you're like, it's not normal, like
yeah, you could
get the sound without the content, and he mastered the pen game, bro. You're like you said, it's effortless. It really does feel effortless. It doesn't sound like he's forcing the haymakers. It doesn't even sound like he is like trying to sell the bars. It's just clean. I love the anime like short. I think that stuff's always brilliant. Right now it's like very popular, and whoever's doing it looks good. It's clean. I liked everything about it, bro, to be honest.
For sure. So what we saying out of 10?
I like that he could have read this.
He spits that round
no
one.
Music. Yeah, like I think to me it's up there, bro. I think I'm giving it like 9.8. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, unreal. Like, I wish he had. I really wish that he would let lines breathe. But in a song, like you're kind of trapped by the instrumental, so you can't really let lines breathe as much. So you kind of have to keep going.
Right.
But I would hope that if he does spit this acapella, that he would have like the awareness to let some of his lines breathe. Because dude, this guy, he spits crazy lines. All right, let's go to the chat real quick.
All right.
We got hold up. We got IMC Britain saying wordplay nasty. Let's go. Retro TR saying he's already super insane. Nasty. The delivery, what the fuck? 50 Cent line, damn. 3 flame emojis. Let's fucking go, my guy. We got IMC Britain saying with the Curtis Jackson line. Adam Zambrano says, yo, this is nasty. Daniel He says, Ka like homework to keep up with. 9.5 all day. All right, yeah. It can be exhausting to listen to Ka sometimes, like because his shit is so dense. But if you can work through that and your ears are like attuned to what he's saying, I kind of describe him a lot like Daylight, where like Daylight off rip, like you have to really tune your ears to Daylight's style of rapping, because it's kind of weird, like the way his rhythm and his flow, it's kind of weird. But once you get over that and you can hear like the wordplay that he goes for, especially like how many slant rhymes and slant homophones he goes for, it's like you really see the brilliance of Daylight's pen. So big ups to that guy. Retro says, my bro,
that's a great analogy, bro. It's perfect.
Hell yeah. Retro TR says, my bro, Truth, the only one I know to be able to write like that, but he far away from having delivery like that. 100. This guy definitely gets a 10. So I'm the one that picked this, so obviously I'm hella biased. If I really believe that Ka really could, you know, fucking, if you wanted to, just like win a Pulitzer off of his lyrics alone. What I love about Ka is that his like all of his music is like this. It's all like tales from a survivor's, you know, standpoint. Like he did a lot of grime, a lot of dirt, a lot of stuff that he regrets and he has to live with, and he survived that. And now he's an old man. Now he's in his like, you know, 40s or 50s, you know, living out like I guess he never thought he would have made it this far as a youth, and now he's here, and it's like he has like a whole lifetime of regrets and memories, and what does he do with it? So he puts it in his music, and you could hear the pain in his voice, and like you could hear the confidence in that, like, yo, this fucking happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no doubt in my mind that like everything he says is true. And if it's not true, then I'm sure that it was true for somebody that he personally knew. Because like the shit is so raw and it feels so real. Believability is a big factor, I feel like, when it comes to both battle rap and poetry. Like, you can write a poem about a story that absolutely didn't happen, but you still need like a perspective that makes it believable, that you know what the fuck you're talking about. Dennis Smith, he did a poem in I Whips in the final round, where he went up against, you know, other greats of his generation like Hanifa Duraqib, Dela Giacomo, Portia O. Dennis Smith did his poem where he confessed from the perspective of like a guy that this dude was cheating with, and he was like confessing to the dude's wife. So the wife didn't know that her man was having a gay, a cheating relationship affair with Dennis Smith's character. And I don't know if Dennis Smith actually did, you know, fucking cheat with a dude who was already in a marriage with a woman. I don't know if he actually did that, but like the believability of everything Dennis said was so right that like it didn't even matter if it was his true story or not, because like the detail that Dennis put there is completely real. Like, believability is an underrated characteristic when it comes to performance poetry, in my opinion, and Ka has that in spades, because like you could hear like everything from how he says it to the way he says it and his delivery. I believe him 100%. That all being said, I'm just like, you know, dig right in at this point. Fucking 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? That's not a 10 out of 10. So shout out Ka.
I did. He killed that. Shout
out. Please check out his music. He has a new album out. I forget what it's called, but if you want like a better introduction to his style, because his last two albums, he really stripped down his instrumental production, where it's kind of weird. Like he has an album called The Knight's Gambit, where there are no snares whatsoever. Like, there are no drums. It's all like melody samples that he got from like obscure Japanese samurai albums. It sounds weird as fuck. So if you want something that's a little more traditional,
I like that shit.
If you want, for sure, because Brian over here, he's a fellow musician as well, so he looks for that kind of weird, unique shit. But if you want a more traditional hip-hop sounding kind of style, then be sure to check out Ka's album, The Knight's Gambit. Super fire. So yeah, that was Ka. Thank you all for watching that. I'm glad y'all like it. I'm so glad y'all like it, because I feel like he doesn't get enough shout out. All right. That being said, we're down to our last two pieces, everyone. So sit tight. We're almost done. This next submission is from someone who follows us, and they're based in South Africa. So big up South Africa. But more importantly, what's really interesting is that this is the first Instagram submission that was just text. A lot of what we got is mostly video, because this is a fucking live stream video thing. So you would think that people would submit videos, but on our podcast, and Brian Super B Oliva knows that what we used to do on our show is read out the first thing that comes up under hashtag poetry. That was kind of like the point of the show. So that being said, we're gonna go to a text poem by this guy. His name is Bokamoso Ivyson. All right, so I got to bring it back to the top real quick with the introduction. So This is the two-piece combo where we review both music and poetry submitted by you. So if you want your poetry or your music to be reviewed on this live stream, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Penclique, PENCLIQUE, where we watch, read, review your poetry and videos, and we give it a score out of 10 to hopefully normalize having an opinion about poetry and to normalize the appreciation for poetry. And today we are joined by Brian Super B. Oliva, very decorated slam champion, slam coach, poetry teacher, all around a handsome boy, singer, songwriter. Know what it is. Let's go, Mr. Brian Super B. Oliva.
What up, what up, what up?
All right, and today's submission is from South Africa. Shout out to South Africa over there. We got Bokamoso Ivyson. Sir, I really hope I did not screw up your name. Bokamoso Ivyson. I'm going to turn off the chat real quick so we can all see. All right. And Brian, I know you can't really see what it says, but or can you? Can you read that? If not, I'm just going to read it. No. Okay,
absolutely
all right,
not, bro. No, it's cryptic for sure.
All right, for sure. So I'm going to read it. And yeah, we're going to read it, review, give it a score. All right. So this is from Bokamoso Ivyson. 7. My biggest crime was committed in summer. Stealing peaches off a neighbor's tree. I got caught. Paid with 10 flip-flop smacks against my ass. My mother made me count. Fear came in the form of watching the Undertaker emerge out of a coffin, then haunt you in your dreams later that night. Bricks turned into convertibles, and my arms and legs could transform into a wheelbarrow. I was a superhero. Bloom at 4:30 and Goku at 5 o'clock. There was no limit to what I could be, to what could be. All right. Give an applause. Hell yeah, let's go.
It's fresh.
I like this poem because it's a very much a slice of life, and you could this man is from South Africa, and you could tell that this isn't immediately an American experience, right? So when he says like, I got caught, paid with 10 flip-flop smacks against my ass, stuff like that. It's like
immigrant for sure. Yeah. Immigrant
for sure. Like at the least,
we understand that. Yeah.
As Filipino Americans, we understand that what that means, and having been to the Philippines, I very much understand what that means. Stealing peaches off a neighbor's tree. when you live in like certain villages and like that's all they got is like, yo, you just stole some of their produce, bro. Fucking like some people rely on those trees to flip and to make some spare change. So, or if you're in a suburb, that's still like not a cool thing to do unless you ask. So at least ask, feel me? And there's certain words he uses, right? Like could transform into a wheelbarrow. It's like how many places in the States, especially in cities, because we're both city boys, how many places in the city do you know like use wheelbarrows on the daily? Enough to actually use that in your poetry, right? So I love how the word usage is like, it really departs me outside of the States and brings me to a very specific place, like to where Bokamoso is at. So that's tight. I fuck with this.
Yeah.
Brian, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good about it. I dig it. I like that it's concise. I like that it's short. I like that it goes from, I'm guessing 7 is his age. Or is that the number of times that he got hit? I don't know.
My guy. I didn't even put that together. Right now, I'm mind blown. Like, dude, hell yeah. Points on the board for Brian Oliva right here.
Is that what we're going for, his age? All right, so let's say he's 7 years old. Committed the biggest crime of his life, and then he goes into this whole like almost like a punishment, but in his punishment he can do anything and he realizes his strengths. I mean, to me it's a full story in a very short amount of time. This is how I tell people to write, like tell me something fast and make it meaningful, make it truthful, and get to it, you know what I mean? That's nice. I like it.
So for a literary piece, let's say someone read this at a slam, what are we saying?
Is it, in Kuya David's words, have a haymaker? I think it's a very beautiful story being told, but definitely no haymakers. Some pretty light metaphor stuff with the wheelbarrows and the superhero stuff, which, you know, anybody that knows my poetry knows I'm a fan of, like, lighthearted, make you feel good lines, but it's not winning no slams, and we just touched some real heavy writers, so it's going back. Score creep. I'm going 8.7 on this for me.
8.7. Okay, so not bad. All right, so we could a little golf clap there for me. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. All right, we got Daniel saying those line breaks are fire. IMC Britain says Goku bars. Daniel he says chancla welts on deck, bro. Daniel Hees gives it a 9.5. All right. Daniel, if you could let us know why you give it a 9.5, let us know. We have to so personally, all right, personally. Knowing our show, if you go back through our podcast episodes, especially through season 2, we've come through a lot of trash poems on Instagram. You type in hashtag poetry and you get a lot of garbage. This is really good for an Instagram poem, right? So there's points on the board for that. There's points on the board for this being like a really good like slice of life kind of experience. Like, I'm not looking at this piece as like a complete narrative. I'm looking at this piece more as like, this is a slice of his life out in South Africa. This is like a moment in time when he was 7 years old, and he got caught trying to steal peaches, and this is what happened. To me, in a slam, this is a very novel piece, right? Because that only took me like a minute or so to read versus all these 3-minute heavy pieces, right? So it already stands out being this novel piece, and that's cool on its own. But I gotta be consistent, is there heavy wordplay? No. Is there heavy haymakers? No. But I do have to edge it a little bit for novelty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do appreciate it is like very slice of life, which you don't get a lot in slam, especially. You don't get a lot of these slice of life pieces. You don't get a lot of these like stories that don't really amount to anywhere. It's just an experience, and you're writing through experience. And I believe that the picture he painted was very descriptive. And I feel like I could place myself, like I could already think like I'm back in Piñaranda in the province in the Philippines, and I personally feel this whole story playing out. Only it's not a peach tree, it's a mango tree, right? It's my neighbor's mango tree, and this exact same story is playing out in the Philippines, and I feel that. So because I connect with it, I fuck with it. I give dude. 8.9, man. I've given that. This is my third 8.9 of the night, but let's go. Of course, it's not reaching that 9 because it doesn't have that haymaker. It doesn't have crazy wordplay. But I super appreciate this for the slice of life kind of narrative piece and experience that it takes us through. I love the journey that this takes us through. You know what I feel? All right, we're gonna go to more comments. IMC Britain says, most definitely did a lot with a little. I give it an 8. All right, let's go. Retro says 8.5. This piece is very innocent, and in a slam, I would want to see him in the next round to see what other pieces he has. Shout out to the Clique family understanding how like we're scoring pieces. Like, we always preface this like, if this was round 1, I want them to get into round 2, or I don't mind if they don't get into round 2. So this is kind of like how we've been kind of scoring things, and it's been pretty interesting to see other people pick up on this. So shout out Retro for picking up on that. Daniel, he says, just lacking a hit, a big hit, no haymaker, but not really the intention, so can't fault it, but can't give it that 10. Fair. Truth the tragedy, what's up, y'all? What up? Welcome to the chat, fam. Hey. And so I think that's all I'll score. So, solid piece from Bokomoso Iverson. Super appreciate your submission, sir. Everyone be sure to follow Bokomoso Iverson on Instagram. And that was a dope poem, especially for an Instagram piece. Brian, for an Instagram piece. That was good.
Right. I remember mine. when we hashtag poetry, I remember it being a mess and we tore that thing up. We ripped that little.
Yeah, we did.
That little. Yeah, I still remember. But anyway, yeah, you're right. I liked it.
All right, tight. That being said, we are down to our last piece, and it is a music piece. And coincidentally, the person who submitted this piece, Truth to Tragedy, just entered the chat. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, so it's a music piece called Flow With Me. We're just gonna skip the intro because like I just want to get into this song because like I got things to say, but Brian, you haven't heard this one. All right, so Truth to Tragedy. He's a rapper out of Baltimore, I believe, and yeah. Last time we reviewed one of his songs and we gave him a 10, and maybe Truth to Tragedy is feeling himself like, all right, I'm gonna give him a little something. So let's go. Let's go.
Truth or tragedy, had a bad bitch with an attitude. Pull up on a nigga, he chillin' on the avenue. Shorty with me, like she never had to do. Me or you, yeah, had her choose. Clip split back and forth, no rapper feud. Me and Shorty sparked, yeah, had her fuse. Smoke drove after food to get her on top. Had a letter used, looking like a model, yeah, I had her sued. Killing shit like a rapper do, yeah, I'm bad. This Michael in a better mood. Too much chatter's you since my words spit. When my words hit is fuck your censorship. Mask up, it's the purge, bitch. Kill shit, let us her spit. Dog just pow, I'm worship. It's me versus verses. Now you take shit back, reverse it.
This is a very like young raps. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about his girl that be flowing with him, and just to him vibing in life. This is okay. Not as impactful as your last song, Truth to Tragedy, but this is cool.
Curse a little me, learn curses, a heart's missing to me. Cupid's dots ain't hitting to me. Nigga can't see me, no witness to me. Power wow, no shot is given to me. Got your bitch, she bitching to me. Shorty think I'm cute, she
got your bitch, she bitching to me.
isn't to me. Hate in life, it's getting to me. Every wrong I've done, I didn't to me. Giving bars, hear your sentence to me. I'm a shooting star, no wishing to me. Niggas giving all bars, talk, no listen to me. And flow with me. Hope she noticed me. Niggas so to me. Nobody noticed me. Now hoes a go, show to show me. Long as shorty can flow with me. Nigga just flow with me. Bodies move, everybody.
You could tell this is some like underground rap shit because this hook does not slap at all. Like this is some like, yo, I'm like the way Truth you're structuring this this particular hook is still it's bars, but it's 2 bars to chant along with. Feel me? So it's like it's like, Brian, because you're a songwriter, you know, you could chime in on this part. Like, what does it take to make a catchy hook?
I mean, that's why it's called a hook. You know, you gotta latch you in, you gotta reel you in. Like you said, it's missing that sing-alongable vibe to it. There's some things I like about it. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. That's the things that I think that it's still a work in progress, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's missing that hook.
Control me, flow with me. Hope she noticed me. Niggas so to me. Nobody noticed me. Now hoes a go, show to show me. Long as shorty can flow with me, flow with me. Nigga just flow with me. Everybody move, lose control of me, flow with me.
Yeah, man. Too many syllables for people to.
Dicks and addiction, she a lover for my drug. Shit is in her mouth, she a sucker for my love. Shorty was too lovesick, should've fucked her with a glove. Evil runs life, fuck the people I want fights. Me shooting up was a needle to a gunfight. Dare me to shoot, I'm Knievel with a gunpipe. Nina my one type, death. Come night, I fight to my last breath. Lungs tight, losing faith, bet none strike. Rest the dumb type, where that nigga at? Fuck that nigga rap is pow. On to the next one. Where Jigga at? Who would give me a shot? Pull a trigger back. It's truth. Yeah, that nigga back. Nigga, flow with me. No shit's broke as me, and you a clown. It flow with me. I got clips. Hulu. Shots make everybody move. Voodoo. Nigga, I'm crazy.
This is very Denzel
Think
Curry.
I'm shady. Do you? Nigga, I'm aiming. Do. Me and guns connect. Bluetooth. Tears from your death. Boo-hoo. Nigga, I'm your death. Who you? Nigga, you a threat. To who? Bitch, nigga, need a dress.
That could be another
to do. Just addressing who? Steps. To you. Nigga, just step. Move to. Flow with me. Flow with me. Nigga, just step. Move to. Flow with me. Hope she noticed me. Nigga so to me. Nobody noticed me. Now hoes a go. Show to show me. Long ass shorty can flow with me. Nigga just flow with me. Bodies move. Everybody lose control of me. Flow with me. Hope she noticed me. Nigga so to me. Nobody noticed me. Now hoes a go. Show to show me. Long ass shorty can flow with me, flow with me. Nigga just flow with me. Everybody move, lose control of me, flow with me.
That was like a nice bridge. But alright. I feel like if you're gonna do a bridge, then typically you would do like you would do what do you call the song's over, by the way, so Big Up's tragic. So there are multiple song structures that are typical, right? One of which being verse hook verse bridge hook, or verse hook bridge hook again. And it was weird, like I felt like there was like a bridge and a half verse and into the hook. I really couldn't tell. But
was it like a bridge after every chorus? Yeah.
Something like that. Either that or it's a pre-chorus. There's also pre-chorus as well. So maybe it was a pre-chorus then chorus. I don't know. Like the song structure felt a little like all over the place. But and lyrically, I don't know. Like Truth or Tragedy, we gave him like a 10 in the last stream because it was like hella bars. He was speaking about something super impactful about like kids dying and shit and like gun violence and shit. And this one, he's just like this is more fun, he's just having fun with this one. But at the same time, this is the two-piece combo, you know what I'm saying? And we're giving slam scores, feel me? So we have to fulfill that. We have to fulfill that, feel me? So you submitted a piece to us, and now we got to give you a slam score. So Brian, because you are also a singer and songwriter, on top of a poet, on top of a slam champion, on top of a slam coach, please, sir, can you give us your breakdown?
Truth. Oh, hey, shout out. What I do like, one thing, that Mike Myers thing on the cover. I don't know if that's original. You thought of that? I mess with the Mike Myers. I don't know. On some key points. Maybe it was just for you to throw a track and just fuck some shit up. Like you just went on there, talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and I think that's where it's hard for me to track. But I like the 16 into a catchy hook, into a 16 into a B section or bridge, back into outro with a chorus. That's my go-to. I feel like it works for me. It works for a lot of hip hop, even the ones that aren't talking about much. But for me, he lost me in the way too many bridges after the hooks or whatever happened there. I don't know. It wasn't catchy enough to catch me, but I like some things. I like the shot. Give me a shot. Pull the trigger back. I like, and that's kind of nice. A lot of wordplay there. A lot of stuff that didn't connect for me. It wasn't coherent. But again, it's hip hop and it's art. And you was on rhythm. You never lost the beat. Not that I could catch. A couple times it fell off slightly, but well done. I can't hear the slap of the bass on the live chat because all you can hear is really the high pitches here. But if I'm giving the slam score and I gotta stay consistent to what I've seen, I'm lining it up at a 8.1, bro. 8.1 for me.
8.1. All right. Not bad. All right, we're gonna go to the chat real quick. Retro personally knows Truth, I suppose. So he says, Truth, you did Flow With Me instead of Out of My Mind. So I think that's another song by Truth or Tragedy. Truth or Tragedy with the cry emoji. Retro says, you could have picked a better song. Wow, bro. Let's go. You're supposed to support the homie. Feel me? You never want to listen to me, Truth. Daniel says, feel like this one's lacking a little. Felt repetitive in an unnecessary way. Daniel gives it an 8.4. Not bad.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Retro says, this song, subjectively speaking, I'll give it a 7.5. It's some dope lines, the structure and delivery need work, which is pretty much what we were saying, right? Brian, what did you give it? An 8 point what?
8.1, I was at.
8.1? All right, that's good. That's good. All right, if I saw this at a slam, he spit this acapella. First of all, like, opening your song with, like, you know, talking about your bitches and shit is like that's what you don't do at a slam, right? Like, you're already on watch. Like everyone in the woke community is gonna look at you like, yo, bro, like, how you gonna flip this? How you gonna flip this? Like, how you gonna make this positive? Like, how you gonna make this non-problematic? And which, like, he doesn't, because that's not the point. The point is just to swag out, right? The whole thing's to swag out. And that being said, I mean, truth, he still has bars for me, and I still like his flow, but the structure of the song itself, like, not that big of a fan. Like, I'm still like in the 2000s and where we are in 2021. Currently, the modern rap standard is verse hook, bridge hook. So 2 verses, right? Back in the days, in the from the 90s to the 2000s, it's 3 verses, right? So verse hook, verse, and some people would say that was way too long, but that's what we're accustomed to. And that being said, this was kind of all over the place, but there's still kind of something like to be appreciated in this chaos. It's like I kind of fuck with this because it reminds me of my young rapper days. And like, yo, I'm just doing whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have like our talk shit songs, and for a talk shit song, this is still fun. Like, I still fuck with it. I just wish the hook was catchier. But if we're going on verses alone, it's fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's Daniel Hees. He gave me this word for reserve. Maybe it's score creep. Maybe it's too many of these joints. But yo, I want to, like, if this was round 1 and this fool just like straight up pulled up to the slam with these wild ass verses of swagging out, like, I typically don't like that, but I want to see what he has in round 2 at the same time. So I'm gonna say 8.5. I'm gonna say 8.5 because I want to see what the hell does this guy have in round 2. If he comes with the same shit, he's getting 5s or 6s. Feel me? So, but this is round 1. I was like, yo,
something about the first verse I was really into though. Like, you had that like little childish
edge.
That childish bop to it. Yeah.
No, fuck with it.
But
yo, so that was the 2-piece combo. Everyone, we made it. Everyone, thank you so much for coming through. Brian Oliva, please tell the people where they can get at you.
IG Brian Super B Oliva, and that's it. That's the only thing I really use.
Bro, your
got Twitter, Superb Poetry.
Your Instagram handle is like way too long for captions. You know, like in captions you only get like 100 some characters until it goes to the read more, and then every time I put Brian's name in there, it consumes like half of that fucking character count. I'm like, god damn it, Brian. You and David Romero, because David Romero, his shit is a David A. Romero spoken word, and it's like it takes up the whole line. I'm like, bro, for SEO purposes and fucking like for tagging purposes and for social caption purposes, Yo, short names of the wave. Penclique, Penclique. That's 9 characters, bro.
Hey,
plus
Penclique is a
that.
tight ass name, by the way, too. I don't know if people tell you that enough, but Penclique, come on, bro. I don't know if that was you or Daniel's doing, but I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the name, bro. I wish it's one of those things I wish I thought of, bro. Low-key.
Bro, I'm about to pull up the Google document where if we fucking like try to like come up with like different names for the show. Hold up, let me see if we can find it, because like this is like out there. In the meantime, Brian, like what else have you been working on? Tell the people. You said you got a couple songs out, right?
Yeah, a couple of songs on Spotify. They're under my government name, Brian Oliva, right there. So 3 songs I put out. They're really to sharpen my songwriting game, because I want to write for some folks. So if there's any artists out there that are more in that like soul pop world, that's kind of my writing forte. And then just writing some poetry, working on figuring out how to be a writer full time. So that's still the goal. Yeah.
Word. All right, hold up. I want to show y'all this. Hold on 1 second.
All right, let's see it. And then read them out, because I can't see the shit when they.
All right, cool. All right, we got all right. So check this out. This is wild shit. All right, so this was like a Google Doc from like March 30, 2016. This is like back when like Daniel and I were first like trying to formulate what were the names of Penclique, right? So I feel like this. All right, so this is my list, and then this is Daniel's list, right? Hold up, let me pick this up. So from my list, right, I got things like writer's block, right? Writer's block, Poet's Corner, Poet's Corner, Poetry Fuckery. I don't think that's one of mine. Off page is what we eventually would call our open mic, right? So we still kept that one. Fucking Poets, I think that's Daniel Hees. Poetry and dope shit, I don't remember whose that was. Sidelines, that's one of mine. Sidelines. Liner notes, Writer's Lab, whatever. Test stage, stagehand, stage lit. That's one of mine. And I actually marked that out as a personal favorite, because I thought stage lit is like stage literature that describes like poetry literature, but stage lit as in like the lighting on the stage, because we're doing a lot of video content.
I fuck with Wordsworth.
Yeah, Wordsworth. Shout out to 2000 era rap names. Mike Snaps though. Right here, Penclique. And here I said, like, I'll also like this one. This was one of my submissions. Daniel says, like this one, explore another descriptive. Maybe it's lit Penclique. Maybe it's empty Penclique or broken Penclique. Nah, we just, at the end of the day, we just went Penclique. Fountain pen, ballpoint, pen streaks, right off, right on. Right off was kind of cool. Right off is kind of cool.
Off.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Right off. Right-handed. That's low-key double entendre, feel me? Copylock. Copylock is actually an advertising term. Copylock means that so copy is any text, right? So let's say we have text that's on an image, and that image is on Facebook. That's what you call on-asset copy. The caption, that's what we call caption copy. So copywriters, people who are considered copywriters, they write the text that goes with any of these ads or whatever. So copy lock, that means that the copy that was written is finalized. It's done. It's locked in. So copy lock. But that might have been too esoteric to fuck with. It was written woke and lit. Yikes. These writers.
Yikes.
I think the rest of these are all Daniel's. So IHP, I hate poetry. Daniel was trying to go for that ironic shit, like, oh, I hate poetry, but it's it's a podcast only about poetry. Penned in, okay. Ink it. Retro says penned in, kind of dope. For sure. Poet free podcast. So in LA, if you were active in the poetry scene around like the 2000s era, you have seen that poet tree hat where like it says poet and then the T is a fucking tree on the hat and it's like poet tree. Like It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was not the greatest thing, but poet free podcast, like that's kind of what it reminded me of. So I was like, nah, we're not doing that. Con poesía. So we go into a different language. Let me noisy spoke podcast. Noise is kind of cool, but because it reminds me of the what do you call the Vice music channel. Poems in Greece. Wordsworth. We both came up with that one. So I had Wordsworth somewhere here, and he also had it here. So that was cool. Word wave. And I put a Google comment, said, there's something about this one, something about wave. I like it. Let's explore more of these, which we didn't. Stay penned, pen pushers, write me off. So, yeah. That was.
I still fuck with that sideline one. And if I could throw out, like, maybe if you have a off the sideline, maybe like a side, like let's say you have another chapter in East Coast or something, maybe we call it like the side click, like instead of side chick, you know what I mean? Side click.
Side click? Yikes.
Yikes.
Yo, how many people do we have?
Side click,
yeah. I think we have like six or seven people in the chat. All right, so this is some exclusive content that might make it into Instagram, but or might not. This might be super exclusive. So what I'm about to show you guys, yeah, like we're pretty much done with the shit, so whatever. But we're just going for. I'm just talking to the people, and thank you very much, Brian, for being here. I want to show you, Brian, what you were getting into early on, and we have right here the Pen Click logo exploration. These are logos that I designed for our podcast that like we could have went into. Daniel says, "Yo, shout out the months of developing we did early. We spent a lot of time planning out our podcast, and this was part of it." All right. So this was the first logo, V1, and it's pretty much the exact same logo that you know and love today. And here I'm just like mocking it up, like what it looks like in a podcast app, what it looks like on what do you call it, Facebook. This was my miniature version of the logo of the Pen Click logo, where it just says PC. But I eventually just got rid of that because it looks stupid. Like I just ended up just having the fists for small versions. And here were color alternates that could have happened. I think I really liked this one, like V1D. This was based on one of the Air Jordans. I think it was like the Jordan 3 or the Jordan 2, like the infrared Jordan. I was basing it off of that. And then here's like initial sketches of like where the fist comes from. Here was a version. Thank goodness I didn't come up with this, or we didn't land on this, because Daniel Hees at the time actually had some ratty ass dreadlocks, and these little strands are supposed to. You remember Daniel and his dreads, right, Brian?
Of course, yeah.
How could you forget? And this T-shirt this Hawaiian shirt of his, he always wore this because he said like that was his best fitting shirt, so he would always wear this at like every poetry event. And at the time, I was always wearing this like red and black flannel. And yeah, man, like that could have been one of the icons that we did. Couple color outs. And then there was another alternate. I was really in love with the fist holding the pen. And again, this was a more minimal version where Pen Click is just like straight up on top. Also based on the Jordan 2 or Jordan 3 infrared. And yeah, you can see all the color alts. I still kind of fuck with this purple joint, which we eventually incorporated. Originally, Pen Click was only red, black, and yellow. And later on, I got sick of red, black, and yellow, so I eventually incorporated like purples and blues. So we have a more all-encompassing color palette. There was this. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea.
No, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it. Even now, I'm like, nah, we're good on this. We don't need this. Here was an interesting one, Pen Click, right? And it was just like ink that's like gushing out of a pen. It was interesting, I guess, you know, you feel me? Like, and I'm still using that red, white, and black. Like, there's something about this one, like the red, white, and black, like I still kind of fuck with. And on the bottom here, you could see like the original sketch for it. And yeah, that was it. So, you guys just saw.
I like that.
Yeah, you guys just saw like it, like some of the development work that went into like the Panclick brand, the Panclick design since day one. Before we even had a podcast, we were already thinking that far ahead into branding. Like, yo, like this is something that we're probably gonna be fucking with for quite a while, and like we wanted to make sure that like, you know, no matter what, like we were happy with like who, you know, how we presented ourselves and shit. Retro says that one's cliche low key. Yeah, facts. Daniel says, still got my dreads in a Ziploc. Gross, bro. What? Why? Don't do that. What? No. That's gross, bro.
Make keychains, bro. Keychains.
No, no, don't do that. Bruh. Why? Make keychains? Bruh. Gross, dude. Anyways, so yeah, that's been the two-piece combo. Thank you everyone for coming through the live chat. We're gonna be slicing some of these videos up for YouTube and Instagram, so be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and to follow us on Instagram at Penclique, PENCLIQUE, the most poppin' poetry platform on the internet. We just said that. Brian, you got any last minute shout outs?
Nope. Thank you, Panclick fam. Love y'all. Appreciate what you guys do for the culture and invite me to be a part of it all the time. I love y'all.
Let the people know about your other content. Like yo, like you and Prototype, y'all be doing shit, right? And like you got like a Sunday service thing, right? Like, yo, let the people know.
Yo, so like me and Pro haven't done too much, but we did run open it's still on Instagram, Show Intention. We're thinking about doing some YouTube content potentially when the world opens back up, maybe start throwing shows again. We just have a heart for community, and I would love to write with anybody that was in the chat today. So if you are like down for like a Zoom write or like coffee mask situation, let's hit it, bro.
Zoom write. Dude, yeah. Yo, do you know who you're on a live stream with, sir? Like, you know, yo, just let us know, man. Let us know. We could hook you up with a live stream via the Penclick style, feel me? And like, we could get you with the full audio and video quality, feel me? Yo, can we get an intention? Yo, so here's something that like I've been like trying to put out there, right? Like, we have a new open mic called Off Page, and we figured out how to do a public, you know, line where people can line up on our Discord and get on and get broadcasted to YouTube, right? So it's publicly viewable, publicly accessible, and we've been thinking about like, or I've been thinking about at least about like putting on whole poetry slam teams to feature all night through our open mic, or if we have like a crossover open mic, like an Intentions and Penclick open mic, feel me? So like you pull all your resources and get all your poets on deck, and we'll provide a platform. So you provide the poets, we'll provide a platform, and we could do something like that, baby. You know what I'm feeling? Like, we could do that.
I'm with it. Let's do it, bro. Let's do that. That's fresh.
So, all right, y'all. Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Mask up. 2 masks if you can. And yeah, love y'all. Peace.
Double mask. Bless. Peace.
Yeah. Hey. And boom, we are done. Cool.